Hi, I'm Lou with another episode of My Car Story, and I met Gary. Gary, what's your last name?
My last name is Blythe.
And you've brought a great car for us to share today. What make, year, and model do we have?
That would be a 1969 Pontiac Grand Prix. It's a Model J.
And they're going to enjoy this one. So let me go right to our car. What's the color on this one, Gary?
This one is Liberty Blue with parchment white interior, and it's got a white vinyl top, so not a very common color for the year. Like I said, the reason I like this one is because it was blue. And
well, I'm kind of a blue car sucker, and this one has won awards for its originality.
That is correct. It basically stem to stern, top to bottom. It's original paint, original interior. Engine is original, never been apart. Vinyl top is original, and if you look at the chrome on it, it's got some patina to it, but it's actually in really, really good shape.
So this is what we call the Survivor.
Exactly. And that first time I took it to a car show, right after I got it, it won Best of Show for an all Pontiac Buick and Oldsmobile show for its mark.
Wow. Now, when did you get this one?
2015 I got it. It came out of an estate.
Let's pop the hood just because we're right here.
Sure. One about the longest hoods in the industry.
Yeah, for sure.
And also another little trivia, it's the first car for General Motors or anybody to have the antenna in the windshield.
Okay.
That's something they did on this car to begin with.
Now, I know there were other models.
Correct.
There's our
the upper model for
350 horsepower, 400 and 428 engines, but you have the 400.
That is correct.
Go ahead, you were saying?
No, as I said, the up model would have been the SJ. The SJ would have come standard with the 428, which would have been rated at 370 horsepower. The optional HO engine would have had 390 horsepower. This is 350 horsepower, 4-barrel carburetor on it. It's got more than enough room to get you down the highway.
What is that?
That actually would have been an aftermarket alarm that was put on. The man had a key fob for it.
Okay, I got it. I was just wondering, it's the Survivor, and I thought, is that part of that?
No, that would have been a day two thing.
A day two thing. One of the all-important things that we like is those badges right there. I think the camera might be able to pull that out. Let's we're going to close the hood. I'm going to take a look at the
Sure.
We're going to actually reopen it when we start it, or maybe we should start it now. You want to just start it now?
You want it with the hood open?
Sure.
Yeah, we can do that.
You'll let it idle. I'll walk to the back, and then we'll step on the brakes just for a moment to show the taillights.
Yep.
And that is one smooth Pontiac right there. All right, if you could step on the brakes for a second.
All good?
Yeah, perfect. Let me listen to that rumble for just a second, and then we'll give it a little acceleration. Go ahead, give it a rev. There's some nice body rock on that Pontiac. That was good stuff right there.
They got a little bit of torque under there.
Yeah, a little torque under there. Let's shut it off for the moment. We'll take a look at this trunk, and we'll take a look at the interior. Appreciate you sharing your car.
No problem.
We met all of about 4 minutes ago.
That's it.
But that's the fun of the channel, right? We go, okay, let's share it, let's show it off. Now this is the original carpet in here, it looks like?
Yeah, it is, and it's got some age to it.
That's
That's a
fine.
bias ply tire.
So this is the original tire.
I think that's the original spare, yes.
We don't have any trunk and treats because I just jumped in. This is a nice feature. This trunk light like that. It looks really clean, really good. So wonderful. Go ahead, you're going to say something.
I was going to say, this is what's really kind of cool too. Every one of these letters are individual, all with little speed nuts along the bottom.
Oh, wow.
So down the assembly line, somebody had to put all those little things on. It's just all these little doodads
Yeah,
that just
right.
kind of...
Let's step back for 1 second, give people the overall look at the back. And it really does have a good look. Tell you what, do me one favor, would you shut the hood on it so I can get the capture that. Wow, that looks great. Can I take a look at the interior?
Absolutely.
Thank you. We've got a rear defrost, I see.
Well, you know, actually what that was would have been a day 2 thing. This car was not delivered with air conditioning, and it took us a while to figure it out. That was an aftermarket where they would have plumbed it in the back. That's where the air came out. That would have been the air return. And it looks like a rear defroster, but as you can see, it's already got the lines for a rear defroster, and I couldn't figure out when I first got
this. Yeah, I do see the lines now. Yeah, go ahead.
I couldn't figure out why it said Thermo King air conditioning.
Let's take a look at that. Go ahead.
And a friend of mine who was real into cars even more than I explained it. That would have been a dealer add-on.
Wow.
That's not here, so.
The vinyl top, by the way, looks really, really clean.
That is the original vinyl top on it.
That's amazing. That's amazing. I want to show people while I'm in the light how this works. This opens up here, and then it opens like so. The door handles, by the way, are super cool. That's how you grab them there.
And what's really neat about a Grand Prix, too, is the fact that everything's all about the driver. If you go around, that is all cantilevered to you.
Yep.
Nobody else in the car matters but you.
So let me and I agree with that, which is really cool. So this area feels wide open. You have the Grand Prix here. This is a day 2 8-track, but a time period correct piece. You have the very nice door frame. We'll show you that on the other side. There's our handle, our door, heavy door. You could feel the weight.
Absolutely. But again, the dash is all angled towards you. Everything that's important is you. Everybody else is just a passenger.
Let me first of all show the buckets, because I think that's really key. Very nice, very unique, very individual.
And a great color combination, and
Well, especially with the white vinyl top.
Yep.
Gary, one of the things with this interior that you just shared is, and I'll take a step back just to show people the overall wraparound there. I'll try to cover that sun so you could see this. We're kind of late at this car show, but I wanted to really share this car with you because it's a good one. Like so. So there's that wraparound cockpit-like feel. Instrumentation. And it really gives you a feeling of a horn in the right there. The Model J. How many Grand Prix do you see when you're at car shows?
Very few. And I think that's part of the thing. I like cars that are not necessarily, average. I do have other cars. I have a big block 67 RS SS 396 Camaro, which, pretty low production. This one gets just as much attention just because people will go, I had one of these back in the day, or it's been a long time since I've seen it. And I do drive my cars, so I put them on the road and going down the highway. It's a great experience to have.
Let's take this one for a ride.
We can do that.
So Gary and I are driving in the Pontiac. How's it feel?
I love this car.
Yeah.
It's drama-free.
That's a good term.
It floats,
drama-free.
It floats down the road, and it gets a lot of attention. I think the color has a lot to do with it, but the fact that nobody sees a body style like this anymore. The hood is extremely long, and it's still a Pontiac with a 400. So if I want to put my foot into it, it will get up.
It gives us a little activity. Let me just show people that long hood. So first of all, you can see I've got lots of room on this side. And then, like you said, the interior there is specifically focused for the driver, like so. First of all, it drives like a really nice car. And that's the beauty of this originality of this car.
Right. It was definitely a well-loved car. Put about 5,000 miles on it. It goes to car shows and stuff, but I'll get in the car and just take this car for a ride, just to go to the grocery store or something, just because, give it some exercise, and it's just fun to drive.
Let's be careful, but give it just a little bit. Let me hear a little bit of the floor. Okay, that's good. We're in a neighborhood, so we're not going to. I don't want to hear that. That sounds good.
Yep. That's the secondaries on a carburetor opening up, and nowadays you don't really have carburetors, and you certainly don't have secondaries to make the move.
They had that nice.
Yeah, they did.
We're smiling like little kids. That's awesome. Well, Gary, what a treat to meet you at the car show.
Thank you.
A wonderful original car like this is really enjoyable and rare to see. I shared with you that I kind of looked at this car and said this is the right one for the channel.
Thank you.
And thanks for bringing it out and being so trusting with me and bringing it out. And I think we had a really good time, don't you?
I did, absolutely.